right, everybody, welcome to the very first episode of Friends Talk Gaming. Got my two best friends with me. I got my old boy Jesse over here. What's up, Jesse?
What's good? This is Super Skywalker. My real name is Jesse. You can call me Supra.
All right, bro. And got my homeboy Iz. What's going on, Izzle?
Yo, what's going on, tribe out there? All y'all free kings and queens.
Yes,
There's
sir.
only a select few of us who can call me Iz.
Salute, sir. All right, man. So, we got the PS5 coming out, new Xbox coming out. I figured we just do a little podcast, talk about, some of the things we're looking to see out of the next systems. Personally, when I saw that new PS5, I was sold, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's got that like Gundam Wing kind of vibe to it.
Yeah, it has. Yeah, it does have a Gundam Wing type
what's
of
gonna
vibe.
come out of it.
Yeah, they went full futuristic. Like when I saw a couple months ago when I saw the Xbox, I liked it. I was like, okay, they went minimalist. You know what I'm saying? Not too much on it, just like a cube, pretty much. Like it looked like pretty much two game cubes just stacked on top of each other.
They stuck to their normal design of an Xbox, a box.
Yeah.
They wanted to keep it simple. Something that you could put in your house, and
Right.
it just looks something that's normal.
Yeah,
PS5 basically just went beyond that. It was like this is not going to be a normal thing that you're going to see inside your house. People going to sit and look at them like, oh,
Right, it's like
you
a
got
piece
PS5.
of art. Yeah, something you notice. Like you're gonna walk into the room and you're gonna be like, okay, yeah, that's a PS5. Like I feel like with the Xbox, like you walk in and it just looks like some sort of like a not a DVD player, but like a media device or something. Like there's nothing special about it. And saying that's the part of I think the whole thing Microsoft is doing, man. Like I don't know, bro. I can't get behind it. I was excited about the Series X at first. You know what I'm saying? Because it is technically more powerful than the PS5, but
I think it's just as even as the PS5. I think they're basically just matching their power right now. It's like Goku and Vegeta. We know one is powerful, but they basically just matching their freaking power levels to the same point.
Vegeta though? Who's Vegeta?
Alright, so technically, paper-wise, on paper, the Xbox is more powerful. So
Exactly.
the Xbox is more powerful on paper, but the same way the One X is more powerful than the PS4 Pro, I think that shit really ain't gonna make no difference. Because tell me, alright, honestly, is there a game on Xbox right now that you can say looks better than The Last of Us, looks better than God of War, looks better? Pretty much any Spider-Man, any first-party Sony title.
There's no comparison. I'm sorry.
This is where like gaming goes beyond just the tech.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because it's not just because the TV can only go 4K, 8K now.
Right.
Like so it's not even a question of okay, now you're me in 8K, you're on that level. What are you doing in the world? Are you immersed? You know what I mean? Like
right.
There.
Right.
That's what it's announcing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's why I kind of been telling people, like I be on the forums and shit, looking at other YouTube videos, and people constantly talking about, oh, the power. Really, bro? Like at this point, even with the PS4 Pro and the Series and the One X, like I feel like it really can't get that much better. I mean, the fidelity probably can. You can probably get some better frames. You know what I'm saying? But you're not going higher than 4K. There's really no point. Who has an 8K television right now?
I'm pretty sure there's not that much even made right now. It's probably not even that much made.
Right. And then the other thing is too, do you really want to spend all that power on the machine just to push 8K for what? What?
No, nobody does.
Nobody's gonna get to enjoy that.
And I meant to tell you, bro. So I'm hanging out the other day in Walmart, walking around. I see 50-inch TVs, $300.
Yeah, man.
I was like,
yeah,
son.
Now the quality, of course.
Remember when flat screens came out, bro?
Son, Walmart. My sister showed me a Walmart TV online that was $279. I don't want to be, advertising Walmart right now, but $279. It's 50 inches. It was an LG. I was like, and it was 2020 model. I was like,
Yeah.
what?
Yeah. It's just dirt cheap right now, man. Dirt cheap. It's dirt cheap.
That's like I'm saying, what y'all coming out with that we don't know about?
People are not so now with that size of monitor. Of course, the quality is low, 720. Nobody's really paying attention to the quality at that. It's just about the immersion, feeling like inside the game.
Yep.
Speaking of which,
Absolutely.
Sony need to go ahead and let us know how much that shit gonna cost.
Oh, we're gonna do cost expectations. We're gonna do
No,
cost
because
hypothesis.
all right, so it's been like what they showed the console off. Probably it's been about a month and a half now that they showed the console off. Both Sony and Microsoft. Neither one of them has given us the price yet. I think the reason they not showing the price is because them shit's gonna be dumb expensive. Like the PS3 was what? The PS3 was what, $599 when it came out?
Yeah.
I think they might be around that price, bro. I really think so.
I think they're gonna be around like probably like $399, $499, probably around that much.
You know that face I made is not because of the price, because I'm still gonna buy it.
Right. That's the thing.
That's like I'm saying, like, son, I want to save up enough money
Right.
to just buy it so I can play with my friends. That's all I care about.
Up the buy
I don't care. I really just care about just basically keeping up to play with my friends and stuff like that. I know some people, they're like, oh, but people going, some of your friends are going to have the PlayStation 4. I want the PlayStation 5. All right.
So, like, most people that are like, anybody that's looking at a PS5 right now is probably like a hardcore gamer. So I think no matter what the price is, they gonna shell out for it. Because I think like more casual people don't really know, or they're probably not following enough to know that PS5 and the new Xbox is coming out this year. You know what I'm saying?
So I could
especially parents.
I could run some numbers real quick just to see what it might be at. All right.
I think so. My prediction. This is my official prediction.
Yeah, what's your numbers at?
All right. So I think
the high range.
Okay. Worst case, I think $599. Worst case, that's the highest for both of them.
Worst case,
for the PS5.
Sony,
because
that tax alone,
right? That's gonna
kill us too.
Yeah. So I think $599 for the main PS5, which is the one with the disc drive, and then I think the non-disc one is gonna be $499. But what I think they're going to do, I think they're going to take a loss on the console for two reasons. First off, they always do that shit. Every company, every time they sell a console, they take a loss. They don't expect to make money on the consoles. They expect to make money on the software. I think what's going to happen is this next generation, and I think even now, like with PS4, I can't remember the last time I went and bought a disc. Like I buy all my games digital. And I think what's going to happen is with the digital console that Sony's selling, I think they're going to push that one. I think what's going to happen is at launch, they're probably going to have more digital consoles. So you probably have like a 70-30 split of like digital consoles to consoles with a disc. It'll probably be harder to find a disc console. The reason I think they're going to be doing that is because they sell everything directly through the PlayStation Store, which means there's no middleman. They don't have to pay out to GameStop. They don't have to pay out to Best Buy. They don't have to pay out to Walmart. Everything is straight from the PlayStation Store, which means they're going to get more profit. Knowing that, I think they're going to sell the disc PS4 at $499 and the discless one at $399. That's what I think is going to be the official prices. For the Xbox, I think the Xbox Series X is going to be higher. I think the Xbox Series X is going to come at $599. The tech in that shit is just too expensive. Microsoft went all out. They're going to have to have it at a higher price. But they got a Series S. And the Series S, which they haven't talked about yet, but it's like on all their marketing shit, on the controllers, like everything they have says Xbox Series S. I think that one is expected to be a cheaper console. That's gonna be, I think that's gonna undercut the discless PlayStation. I think that one's gonna be like $350. I think that's what they're gonna
try to push it towards.
That's what they're gonna do.
They're gonna try to push that one towards families. Put it
that
way.
Right. They're gonna, you know, it's gonna be Christmas time. Kids are gonna be like, I want a new console. I want X, Y, Z.
Yeah, because we all know that.
Are gonna be like, what's more expensive? Which was more expensive? You ain't getting that one.
Now, I think Xbox. I think Microsoft knows that there's more of children, not even children, like, you know, mid-teens and stuff like that. They know that a lot of them have Xboxes, and they know all of the, you know, millennials and Gen Zs all have, like, some Gen Zs all have fucking PlayStations.
Yeah, I think our
it's gonna be a mix.
Is more like grew up more on like the PlayStation, like
we all grew up on the fucking PlayStation, and stuff like that. But like we also grew up on Xbox too,
right? Like I've had both of them. I've had both every generation.
Yeah. We all play fucking Halo. We all play everything. So
I bought Halo.
Shoot.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But you know what's funny? Like, in my experience with Sony, you're right. You're totally right. Like, they always got something like, here's the limited edition. You can only get this one.
Right.
Which is 2 million crumples.
So Sony... so Sony, they definitely have like better exclusives than Microsoft. So like for the launch of the PS5, you got Spider-Man coming out, you got Ratchet and Clank coming out, you got Gran Turismo coming out, you got Demon Souls coming out. So that's like in like the first 6 months, you look at 4 exclusive games that we know about now.
That's what I'm saying. Like, and so the cool thing about it is like what Sony always does is it's always like, but those limited edition joints always come with mad stuff. So like I was looking at like, what are we gonna get with the package? Because like you know what, $5.99 sounds kind of crazy, but then you look at what you're getting with it, and it's the full package. You know what I'm saying? So what kind of features are we talking about? I saw like a headset. Is that standard or is that extra?
So that's the thing. I don't know if they're gonna be selling I think if they're going $5.99, they gotta throw something in there. Like, because when they unveiled the PS5, they showed a headset with it. They showed a media remote, a charging station.
It might just be accessories. That's a lot.
Yeah, those are definitely just accessories. But if they're going at $5.99, they gotta throw something else in there. They gotta throw something else in the box and make it, make people feel like it's worth it.
Worth it. Yeah.
I'm excited, bro.
Not only that, they're gonna sit there and try to get Avengers on PS5.
Bro.
You get
and play that Spider-Man too.
You get
that's even double their money.
Yep, you get Avengers. So that's another thing I was gonna bring up tonight is that Sony, they've been pushing like a ton of exclusivity with third parties. So like one of the ones we know about is with Spider-Man coming to Marvel Avengers. They've been talking to like Square Enix, Capcom, EA, Epic, like pretty much all these companies, and they're trying to lock
major
down.
Companies.
Look at it. Call of Duty, Black Ops 2, and
Cold
War. My bad. I haven't played Call of Duty since we used to whoop ass on Modern Warfare 2.
Sony didn't lock Call of Duty down.
They locked. Then there was a rumor about them trying to lock down the next GTA. Could you imagine if that happened?
I would not be surprised because like. PlayStation basically gave GTA its rebirth.
Right.
So it's like,
The one reason I don't think it'll happen is because Rockstar makes enough money from selling GTA on like every platform. Platform.
I mean, not online gameplay alone.
They're not gonna. That's too much money given away.
It's not gonna be like, hey, Sony's not gonna be like, hey, we're gonna give you $1 billion to get GTA exclusivity. They're not gonna make that back. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And if they get exclusivity, it'll be for like a year at the most. That shit is not worth it.
Hey, that's the most. $1 billion for a year, 2 years.
It's not worth it. It's not worth it because GTA.
Not worth it.
Yeah, Rockstar already know, man. Once they drop a new GTA, they clearing $1 billion easy by themselves. So
exactly.
for Sony to counteract that, they're gonna have to pony up, and I don't think they're gonna do it.
That's exactly what I'm saying. Like, and then we're not gonna basically see another GTA probably to like 2020, 23.
It's gonna be a while,
I
man.
say the max.
It's gonna be a while. You know what I've been waiting on is a new Elder Scrolls. I've been
Yes.
waiting on a new Elder Scrolls for a minute.
Bro, with the
Yeah.
updated
Dog.
bro.
We got teased
Time for work.
about a year and a half ago, but they never. After that, they ain't show us
To
nothing.
this day, I do not. I would love. I want an Elder Scrolls
Mhm.
that's 4 players. We can venture off
Yes.
and go in any direction, son.
They tried to do
Bro,
that with
you
Elder
got-
Scrolls Online, but
No,
it ain't
not
work.
Elder Scrolls Online. It's
That
not an
ain't work.
online game. It's
Mhm.
cooperative.
Yeah,
You can do whatever you want.
but
You
the
can join
crazy
any
thing
place,
is,
but
that's what people were asking for, and then they gave us the Elder Scrolls Online. Like, I'm like,
Exactly.
yo, bro, why is it? I mean, I'm not a game developer. There must be something holding them back. I think maybe, I think with the new consoles, since they both got
World of
SSDs,
Warcraft,
it
bro.
should make it a little bit
Exactly.
easier. You know what
what
I'm
it's
saying?
just what it said. It just feels like World of Warcraft.
Mm-hmm.
It's World of Warcraft. They don't want to.
I don't like that.
World of Warcraft is such a big movement. It's just they don't want to infringe that bubble.
Yeah,
Yeah.
man. But the thing is with Elder Scrolls Online, I remember I bought that day one because, like Jesse was saying, I wanted Elder Scrolls like co-op Elder Scrolls. I was like, I want to be
We both bought it day
Skyrim,
one.
fucking shit up. And I booted the game up. I checked out the videos and shit before, all the gameplay stuff before, and I was iffy about it, but I'm like, nah, it's Elder Scrolls. It can't be bad. I booted it up. I remember the first day, me and Jesse could not find each other in the world. They had this shit split up so weird,
Yeah.
where if you had a dark elf character and your friend was playing as a high elf, you guys couldn't be in the same server together, and the shit was just a clusterfuck.
You had to find exactly.
Yeah, it was just a clusterfuck, man. I was like, man, just give me Skyrim and let my homeboy drop in right next to me. That's it. That's it. Just give me that shit. Give me Skyrim with mods with my homeboy, and we gonna wreck
But
shit.
then
Bro, remember DC? Remember DC, bro?
DC Universe Online, that shit is still up,
DC
man.
Universe is fun as fucking hell.
Mhm.
We fight each other and just go out.
No, but DC Universe is still a thing. It's still
Yeah.
so with DC
but
Universe,
you know what-
I download that shit
that's
every
why
few months.
what like DC Universe is like how we playing freaking the Avengers
hmm
is exactly like the online with DC Universe. It's the exact same thing, but they just basically they bettered it at it. They bested at it.
Yeah,
Like-
yeah, the whole create a superhero, create a villain thing, like that shit is dope, man. And then just being able to be out in the world and seeing like other superheroes, other villains, like
Yep.
just out in the open, that shit is dope. Like I would love a DC universe with like we said, updated
More
graphics
story,
and shit,
it has more story base to
storylines.
it.
Yeah, just like for the next
Then
generation,
quests and
that
shit
would
like
be
that.
dope. That would be dope as shit. But not too much shit, man, because Warframe, that game got too much shit, dog.
I was in
Yeah, like,
too
it-
much.
Warframe?
It was-
Dog,
it was
when
over-
Warframe
it
first came
overwhelmed
out,
you at first.
Let me give my 10 seconds on Warframe, okay? Because you brought me down that rabbit hole, Shane. That's
I know
on
you
your
did,
life.
Shane.
Mhm.
So let's talk about the first time I created a puppy. I got an egg. I got an egg. Which, by the way, you never got an egg. You know, I was playing Wolf.
I remember
You know what I'm
that.
saying?
The
So-
Kubros.
And then it died.
When you don't
Because I didn't
feel
maintain it. And I didn't freeze.
They died.
So you know you too deep in the game. Right here, bro. You never get another one. It's gone. You can get another one. You don't get that one.
Oh,
That would live forever. And what would you put? No, but listen, that's so right now we have been looking at things based on our experience with Sony, which has been great. Like I'm a diehard Sony fan, you know what I'm saying? But let me tell you, man, times might be getting tough.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So we also
Yeah.
gotta consider, you know what I'm saying, they might go the other way. You know what I'm saying? And trying to
Go really
squeeze it
cheap.
out. You know what I'm saying?
I
Start
thought,
kicking them out.
yeah, I thought that, man, because I was like, they, both Sony and Microsoft they see and they understand the way the world is right now, and I'm sure both of them must be trying to squeeze any penny they can to see how low they can get the price without going out of business.
Yeah.
Sony more so than Microsoft. I mean, I think Sony's worth like what, 72 billion or something like that last time I checked, and Microsoft like what, 700-800 billion? I don't even know. They're like almost $1 trillion company, right? So Microsoft more so than Sony can take a loss on the consoles, but I really don't see them with Xbox. Well, what Xbox is doing, man, to me, it seems like they don't care about the console anymore. Like they don't care. They don't care about.
They don't really care.
They don't want to sell
gamers
Series
and shit.
X. They just. I think they just want as many Game Pass subscriptions they can get, as many what's the Xbox streaming the Xbox streaming app. I think that's it. It's called Xbox Streaming or something. Not Game Pass. I have it on my phone. I was in the beta. It's like Xbox Streaming, where you can like just stream Xbox games by paying a monthly subscription. I think that's where they going, man. They're just like, you know, we want you to play our games. We don't care if you play it on a PC, if you play it on a phone, you know, if you play it, you know, wherever. We don't care about the hardware. We just want to, you know what I'm saying, sell the subscriptions. And
there's something more here, you know.
I think that model can't work for them because they can't compete with Sony directly anymore. They can't just be like, hey, we want to sell, you know, 100 million Series X's and, you know, beat Sony at that and have them sell 80 million PS5s. It's not happening. You're not beating Sony in that space anymore. And I think they kind of finally realize that. So for them, they're just like, let's just get our games and our software out on as many platforms as possible, which is at the detriment of the hardcore Xbox gamer. You know what I'm saying? Like, because again, Series X coming out this year, and if you're a hardcore Xbox gamer, what do you got to look forward to? Like, what have they shown? Like, what have they said to you that it's like, hey, buy a Series X this year, you're gonna get to play this. Like, what am I spending the money on? What am I spending?
Exactly.
The money on,
It's
like really.
Basically, like there's no real exclusives for it.
There's nothing right now. I mean,
besides
Halo would have been great.
Gears of War and Halo.
But then the thing is, even with Halo, like I said, initially when I saw the Series X, I was like, I'm copping one day one.
Yeah, I'm gonna get it.
I saw.
Not day one.
Yeah, I'm not getting day one no more. I'm probably gonna wait like 2 years or so. I saw Halo, and I liked the gameplay. I liked everything, but I was like waiting for more. And I feel like with Xbox, I buy an Xbox every generation, dog, because Xbox 360, we used to go hard on the Gears of War. Remember them online Gears of War skirmishes? We used to go in on the shit, man.
Chainsawing the shit out of people.
Chainsawing the shit out of motherfuckers. We were on it. Because I think the 360 launched before PS3, like a year ahead, or like almost like and we were all like, man, we can't wait. Fuck it, let's just all get Xboxes. And I remember that's true. Yeah, the 360 era. I played more on my Xbox for the first 2 years, and then I switched to PS3. And I think we all switched to PS3, and that's where we were on Modern Warfare. And then with the Xbox One, I did the same. I did the opposite. I bought a PS4 first, and I bought an Xbox One like 2 months later. And I ended up selling the. That's me, dog.
Who is this?
That's me wrecking shit right
now. Why you busting his ass like this?
That's me wrecking shit.
Why?
Right there, nigga.
What?
I'm about to say, I'm about to say, yo, the game is going. We didn't even get into that part of the segment.
Just straight murder.
But you know what I mean? It's better to have bought and not played than to have never played at all.
It's true though, man. I like having the option. I like being able to just be like, okay, if they drop something serious, I could just hop
see
on.
With me, I always I've been a person that doesn't get I don't get attached to certain. I can get attached to my PlayStation. Don't get me wrong. But like for other games and shit like that, for like that comes from Xbox, I can't get attached to them. It's like
There's nothing
I played
I'm
you
loyal to.
once. There's no way you're gonna make it different for me again.
Mhm.
But like with PlayStation games,
Go
ahead. And like
the last.
I knew y'all was gonna do that.
I knew it too. I was like, I should
I'll break the cycle. Go
All
ahead,
right,
Jesse.
go. All right, go is.
All right. The last to that point,
Mhm.
the last Xbox system that I felt attached to, y'all gonna remember this shit,
Mhm.
was the first one, Xbox
Big
One.
boy.
That
Big
big
boy.
ass turtle
Mhm.
system,
Oh.
bro.
Yeah,
And we used to talk about that joke, bro. When we
yeah.
bring that shit to one of somebody else's crib, we go up the stairs, and it's like carrying the stairs. It's up the fucking edge.
Carrying a pyramid.
Oh.
Yeah, I remember that, dog. Back in the day, man, having to carry the system to somebody else's crib in that big ass Xbox, dog. That shit was
And you still can't do that shit without feeling that pain. I'm
can't.
sorry.
You can't,
When the
bro.
Xbox Series X come out, it's gonna be the same thing. Somebody's gonna be sitting there like, I'm gonna bring my Xbox over. They're gonna
No.
try to pack that shit into the car, and they're gonna be sitting there feeling that fucking
The
whole
series-
weight of fucking books on their goddamn back.
I like the way the Series X looks, though. I don't think it's good for travel, but I like that cube look. I like that kind of cylindrical. I
me
like
too.
the sharp edges and all that. It
I like the
really
way,
does
I like the
remind
way,
me
it
of
has like that.
the
If
GameCube.
it has that little glow at the top, I would especially like
Yeah,
it
but
more.
it's not a glow. That's the thing. I found that out. It's just like inside of the rings are like painted green, so you kind of just see this green thing, but it's not lit up. It's not. They're
There's
not
no
lights.
LED.
There's no LEDs. There's no glow. It's just like a green paint or something in there. Yeah, I
Wizardry.
yeah. When I saw that, I was like, "Yo,
I'm not
that
buying
glow
that shit.
looked
Fuck
dope."
that shit, son. I wanted to just get. Basically, I was gonna get it for like to play like games like State of Decay.
State of Decay. Yeah,
Now I'm sitting like
yeah, bro.
that company just bring that shit out for freaking PlayStation, just please.
Yeah. So
No, let me tell you what's happening. This is what it is, bro. Because a lot of big companies do this. It's not about the actual cost of the system for them,
Mhm.
right?
It's not.
They just want to have it. So Amazon does the same thing. Like they sell the Amazon Echo, Alexa.
Mhm.
They sell it at a loss because
Of course,
they just
yeah.
know when enough people have it in their house,
Mhm.
when enough people are a part of it, when
Yeah.
they do want it to go up in price, when they actually need to make the money,
Mhm.
they're already locked in.
They're locked in, yeah. Once they get you, it's getting people into the ecosystem, which is what I think that's Microsoft's plan. So, like with the whole Game Pass and the whole Xbox streaming from your phone thing, that's what they want to do. They want to just
So
get
they're
people
basically
into that
creating,
ecosystem. So you're like, oh man, yo, this Forza that I play on my phone is dope. I wonder what that shit's like on the TV.
So they're creating a social ecosystem for their
Yeah, they
fan
just
base.
want they want people to get locked into their ecosystem so they can then sell them the console and then have them purchase
Yep.
more games on that console, which isn't a bad
I'm about to
isn't a
shit
bad
anyway.
idea. I'm gonna get it anyway because I'm a sucker.
You
I
have
do
to
that
trick
shit
me into it.
every goddamn generation. Every
Yeah.
generation because I can't get Gears of War on PlayStation. I can't get it on PlayStation. You know what I'm saying? I can't get Halo on PlayStation. And those two games, I like them. And I keep going back to the Xbox and then the Xbox is
feel
going
like-
to sit there for a little bit.
I feel like
Until I
that
sell it.
PlayStation and Xbox to basically just make some of their games, like if any
Crossplay.
first party games that they have, they should make it even crossplay, not just crossplay, but make it like all right, if the Xbox wants like say like Spider-Man
Mhm.
or whatever like that, or Uncharted,
Mhm.
like let them wait 6 months after we have it, and then just let them borrow, let them
Right.
have it,
Yeah,
No!
and then the
nah.
same thing for Xbox.
How dare
Yeah.
you?
Yeah, so
Jesse!
the thing is that
Internal
model
fire.
that model
Just
would be
kidding.
great for Microsoft. Microsoft would
It would
absolutely
be great for
love
Microsoft,
that.
but Like,
but
like
Sony,
what would we get at it from Xbox?
right?
Son?
Sony, it doesn't work for Sony because
We have
Sony's
too many
whole thing.
exclusives that
I
they don't
saw
That's
have.
the Metal Gear Solid crisis.
I saw
right
somebody
Exactly.
make a statement. They said between Xbox and Sony, it's like looking at Sony would be considered HBO, and Xbox would be considered like some kind of like
Hulu.
NBC or something, or like yeah,
there.
like Sony, like
Hulu.
Sony, yeah, Sony makes like these games that like these big games that like lock you in, that
Yeah.
kind of draws everybody in, that becomes like a cultural thing. Like
Yeah.
people loved and people hated The Last of Us.
Is
In
Yeah.
yeah,
either
because they've been doing that
case,
since the beginning. They get us rooted in since
in either
Genesis
case,
and Dreamcast and shit.
right? In either case, they have people talking about their system. They have the difference is just staggering, bro. If you go on YouTube and pull up like Halo Infinite's first trailer that came out like at the end of last year or whenever,
Whenever
that should have
when I look
probably
at
have
Halo,
like 6 million views,
I'm-
right? If you go pull up the Spider-Man trailer that came out a month ago, it's almost at 20 million views. That's just Sony. Sony just knows how to market and how to brand and make PlayStation
Yeah, well,
like a cultural
this
thing.
this is the reason that Sony, in my opinion, will always reign, at least in the console market, regardless of the tech. Because what Microsoft has proven is that, like we talked about, like you could run it to the top. I mean, you can run it to the very top. Doesn't make it playable. Doesn't make
Right.
it a game. You know, and that emotion, that part of the game where it's like that makes you like. I remember waking up, bro. I was a fucking Metal Gear Solid head, bro. When PS2 dropped, bro, I remember waking up. It's just like controller, feeling for the controller
Yep.
first.
Yep, this first
You know,
thing
to
you
get
do.
back into that world. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
that's just what it was.
And that's for me. That's what draws me to games now. Like I'm at the point where I like my games to have like I like a story. I like to feel like some kind of connection
like-
to the
It's
characters.
basically you want to feel like you watching a movie.
Yeah,
cinematic
I
feel.
need
Like your
You're
like
enemy.
basically playing
you
the
need
role
some kind of,
as
like-
the character in the movie.
emotion and some kind of attachment to
Yeah,
to the
attachment,
characters
yeah.
to feel
And a
like
lot of people don't
to care about
and I
it.
understand like a lot of people don't like feeling like that. They don't want to feel attached
Mhm.
to certain characters and stuff like that.
You know what's exciting though, bro? So, so technology leads. So imagination leads technology,
Mhm.
but then technology quickly fills the gap. So, the reason I love video games. I love playing all genres, everything strategy, even the boring shit. I earn like remember we played fucking Elder Scrolls like that's
Yeah.
regular, right? It was just
Mhm.
burn, whatever it is when I had the time. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But what happens ultimately is okay. So we say, for instance, I've been dying. Like you know what? I had talked about Sony creating. Remember how we used to have like the handheld, the fucking
Yeah,
even the
PSP.
fucking the PSP, bro.
Mhm.
I was dying for them to create a fucking PSP type
Yeah.
fucking controller. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And it's like the thing about tech is like it only comes from us complaining about it,
Right.
from us playing it and then arguing about it and like sort of harassing them about it.
Yeah,
And then-
what we want.
And then
what
we
we
birth
need.
into existence is basically what you're saying.
Mhm.
So I start making noise about that shit.
Yeah. But
Yeah, we were so basically what you're saying, like the more we complain about something or the more we talk about something, eventually
Speaking
Yeah,
of
Yeah,
which,
so
I
so,
kind of
like,
wanted
all
to
these-
bring that
all
up.
these kids, like they listening to us. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah,
they
yeah.
probably eventually come around.
Yeah, so actually,
Basically
one of the
what's
things
going
I
on.
wanted
Everybody's such pussies nowadays. Like the real OGs don't talk to them. Like
Mhm.
you know what I'm saying? Like when I talk to them, although they be coming at me too. That's why we got to do this. You know what I'm saying? Because they be coming at it. You know what I'm saying? That's the difference between Xbox. That's the when we talk about differences. That's the
Yeah.
real difference between Xbox community and PS community. No
Yeah,
goddamn
there's-
respect.
There's a lot of there's a lot of younger kids on on Xbox, definitely. You don't know how many times I got called nigga by a little white boy somewhere in Wisconsin. You know what I'm
Reckless,
saying?
man.
Like, just reckless. They don't care. What do y'all want to see in the PS5 from like past PlayStation consoles? So I'm gonna just like start it off real quick. I remember for me personally, on the PS3, you could video chat, which is, I don't know why the PS4 doesn't have video chat. And on the PS3, it was like a better media storage device. So you could like have all your movies, all your music. I remember I would turn on my PlayStation and that list would pop up.
Yeah, the whole list.
Just movies, anime, just everything, just downloaded. Porn.
Bring that
and
back.
It'd have like the little square preview showing the movie, like a cutscene from the movie or something. The music.
Even the first Xbox had that.
You know what?
Man.
They keep it 1,500 with y'all. That is the biggest mistake. I don't care about the backwards compatibility shit. Like you talking about that, like we all download our shit now.
It was the point that you could play your music in the background of your game.
Not being able to have my porn stored
on your PS. You know
months away.
Dog, you know how simple that shit was to just have all your movies and all your porn in one place, one spot.
So what happened? So we had to upgrade, and nobody wanted to stay in the PS3 now. But then you had to keep them like kind of like in the same vicinity. It was weird.
Yeah. It was the weird thing, man. I don't get why Sony got rid of that. That was a weird one.
Yeah. I would like so. Sorry, I don't mean to cut you off. So I definitely, you're right, 100% on the media. I want to be able to connect the two hard drives together. Like, I don't want to have to. I know that's like not gonna happen, but it's like, and I don't think it's ever been like that.
They do. You with the PS5 actually, what they're saying is that you're gonna. So if you have PS4 games on like a Seagate hard drive or something, right? Let's just say you have a PS5. And you take all your digital games on your PS4 and you put them on a hard drive. You can just plug this hard drive into your PS5 and play the games off the drive. The other thing they're doing too is they're gonna have specific solid state drives for the PS5 that you can just plug into the back of it. That you can have games actually stored on your PS5 itself and on that separate drive. Yeah. So
nice.
You can just plug and play the drives in there.
Yeah, so, the hacking begins. Baby.
So with the PS5, the regular storage devices like the hard drives will work for PS4 games. But for the PS5 games, you're gonna need that the solid state drive, whichever ones they're selling. Yeah, so that's one feature. But going back to the damn media thing, man, it was so dumb. It was just so easy. It was just so easy because you take a thumb drive, you plug it in, you could play stuff from the thumb drive. You could play stuff from an external hard drive, and it would pop up on the media bar in the PS3 like nothing.
It was so natural, like you didn't even need to turn the TV on, bro. And you should be playing fucking 50 Cent. You know what?
Dog, it was so easy, so streamlined, bro. But
man,
that's one thing I want to.
I miss that shit.
See, we gotta have Spotify and all these different fucking apps.
Yeah, they kind of just jumped into the whole streaming thing and was like, we don't want people. I think it was with the PS3, the first couple of PS3s had Linux. You could run Linux on them. I don't know if you had like the OG PS3, like the 60 gig Fat Boy that I had. You could run Linux on.
Yeah, I couldn't fuck with that shit, but I heard about it.
Yeah. So I think they kind of
people were hacking. He's in the closet.
People were hacking the PS3, and I think that was one of the reasons they took that off of there. But that would be a nice feature to kind of have, is something like just a separate OS that you could kind of tinker around with. You know what I'm saying?
I said let the hacking begin. That's not necessarily negative. Like, I'm not talking about stealing the games and stuff, but like if people really mod it out Like one of the things I was mad about, like, so they did let you play your own music on PS4, which I like because I got mad shit that I would like listen, like you can listen to and shit.
Right.
But the thing about it is, you had to have it set up in a very specific way, and it only played during this part of the game.
Yep.
Like we did cross-platform media player. Like, oh, just even out the catacomb.
Yeah, pulled out the Fat Boy.
Like
I got my Fat Boys in my other closet. I got that. You know what I just found? Matter of fact, man, probably about 2-3 weeks ago, I found my PS2, my OG PS2.
See, I don't have that.
Yeah, I found my OG PS2 chilling in a box. So I got my PS2, the Fat Boy.
My shit don't even have the latch. It don't even have the latch.
Your PS2 in the corner, like, what you whipping stuff doing over there?
Are you youngins?
What is that? Here's one. All right, we got to go backwards from system to system. Favorite game and why?
All right, mine is easy. For this generation, I don't know. Matter of fact, let me take that statement back. For PS4 generation, the PS4 generation is very hard. Very hard.
Yes.
It's
because you got all the GTAs.
Yeah, I got
like it's a lot.
3 games on PS4 that I rotate out of my top 3, and the first one is God of War. God of War, The Last of Us 2, and Spider-Man. Those 3 I rotate out of. They rotate for me. Every 1 week I might be feeling like one might be the best. Next week I think like one might be the best. So those 3
You're missing one.
Who?
Skyrim.
Yeah, Skyrim. Yeah, but see, if I think for me,
we don't have the perspective, right?
Yeah, if I just think for me, like just off the top of my head, what PS4 games come to my mind first is these 3, and I can't put one on top of the other. I love all 3 of them equally.
For me, I have to put GTA in there too, bro. I have to.
I love. See, for. Are we talking about
for the story?
For the story, or are we just talking about PS4?
No, you're right. All right, per console.
Wait. Are we talking about PlayStation back or like PlayStation Xbox back? Because
let's go both. Let's go both.
So for me, PS4 would be Last of Us, Spider-Man, God of War. For Xbox, first thing that comes to mind for me is Gears of War 6. Everything after that, Hellblade. Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice on Xbox. It's out for PlayStation, but I played it on Xbox, and that is one of the most underrated games, like, ever, I think. Like, that game is so fucking good, and nobody talks about it. Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice. That shit is so dope. Matter of fact, I think it's on sale on the PlayStation Store. But those 2. And then if we're doing PS3, the first game that jumps out to me is The Last of Us. The first Last of Us is probably my favorite game all time. Like that, I can say easy.
That was one of the most cinematic games I've ever played. Probably that's the most cinematic game I've ever played.
That was one of my favorite games. Like that was the first game I ever played where I felt like I cared so much about the characters to the point that when they were getting in a certain situation, I was like, "Yo, no, like don't do that shit." Like I was actually like feeling like I had to tell them, "Don't make this mistake. Don't do this. Don't like." Yeah, I was like invested in the characters. Like I actually felt like they could be real people. For the Xbox 360, it was definitely the first Gears. I remember playing that shit with y'all boys. That was like hands down my favorite Xbox 360 game. PlayStation 2 would be Metal Gear Solid. Solid. What's the one where you start off on the boat, on the ship? It's like raining. The game starts off. You're Snake. You're like climbing onto the.
Bro, I ain't gonna hold you. Like there's so many fucking Metal Gear.
Yeah, I think that's Metal Gear 2, right? Yeah, that's the one.
Sons of Liberty.
Yeah, Sons of Liberty. That's the one for PS2. Yeah, that. And then for the first Xbox, it would be what the fuck did we used to play on there? Halo.
Halo's the
Yeah,
major.
Halo. We used to play Halo multiplayer all the time. So that's it. That's it for me. But my favorite all-time
What
game
else
would
was
be.
on? What was on? There was something else on Xbox One.
They had that.
Fable?
Yeah, there was Fable, but I don't remember. For me personally, on Xbox, I just remember playing Halo with y'all. I don't remember. I never had the original Xbox. John had the original Xbox.
I think it was just Halo. Honestly, I can't. Nothing.
There were
I feel
other
like I might have
games,
played
but
something solo, but not like community wise.
right. But if we take it back to the year 2000, GoldenEye, Perfect Dark, Nintendo 64, chilling at his crib.
GoldenEye.
That's definitely Nintendo was doing the right thing.
Damn
Bro,
it.
They was on the path.
bro.
They could have took everybody by storm,
Yep.
and they fucked up. They
Perfect Dark
didn't
in
fuck
64,
up necessarily.
man.
They stumbled the ball.
I remember that summer, dog. I think me and Iz played Perfect Dark and GoldenEye probably
Like
every fucking day. every
Bro,
day. Every day.
That should still put a smile on my face. Think about that.
Every day, dog. Every day. It was that shit. And you know what else we used to play? Crazy out of left field for two black dudes in Brooklyn. That NHL game. Remember that shit?
Not you guys.
Cube for GameCube. The NHL game.
GameCube. Remember GameCube?
Yeah,
oh,
man.
shit.
GameCube was the shit.
Nah, I used to play the NHL game too. I used to play the NHL game all the time,
GameCube was
son.
something wild.
Keep rolling.
My friends like, why you got NHL? I was saying, like, son, this is a fun hockey
That
game.
was the soundtrack. I
remember all the buttons and shit. That shit was hard.
That was like before Blitz.
Yeah. So
GameCube had some bangers. I remember we
GameCube
used
had
to
bangers.
bust ass and Street Fighters on that shit.
Street Fighter. We
Blood
had
Rain. Remember Blood Rain?
Blood Rain was so dope. That was one of my favorite games too. Blood Rain. I think that was probably my favorite game on GameCube. No, I'm lying. It was Capcom vs SNK. Metroid was dope. Metroid was the shit.
SNK was. They used to bust ass to the.
Hell yeah, nigga. Rock Lee.
SNK. I ain't gonna lie. SNK was shit, bro.
You remember?
Even though I couldn't fuck with the controller, they had this little ass fucking controller, bro.
The little
and you used to be
thumbstick.
doing some combos with Ken and shit. You fucking niggas up
With rock out.
corners.
Remember Geese up? I will stain my hands with your blood.
I used to love that nigga, bro. Geese would tear some shit out, bro.
Oh yeah.
Oh man, I was fucking some geese, man.
Yeah, man. But what?
Catch you in the video. Please for like 10 seconds.
Yeah, no, man. Back in the day.
Back
in the day. What? But what's your PS4, Xbox One, going back?
All right, so definitely gotta stay in my list because I was a hardcore first-person shooter. You know what I'm saying? So even though I'll be front with y'all, I remember I used to be in that Monster Hunter tip, and I'll be front with y'all. I was definitely on some low-key shoot 'em up, bang bang. Like, so definitely like these. And then GTA 5 for me is the mark because that's what kind of lit everything on fire, bro. Like I think I was out, growing up playing, you know what I'm saying, this money and shit. But then GTA 5 came out. I was like, oh, you can do all this shit in the game. Like, oh shit! I don't have to go get a fucking STD out of this fucking shit on TV. So that was lit. And then Xbox for me was all Halo, man. Halo. I remember I had tried to fall back into I don't know who put me back onto that. I'm blanking on the name of this shit. It was like this dude. It's basically Halo, the new Halo, with the dude with the helmet. And I bought all of them shits, bro. What's this shit called?
Doom?
It's not Doom. It's a mega hit. It's not coming. But basically, I fell out of it, bro. I was like, I played like one level of this shit. Maybe I got like a couple levels in. It was one of those games like people could just jump in and join you while you were playing this shit too.
Was it the Unreal Tournament?
It was made by Unreal, but I don't remember the name of it.
Turok?
Turok? No, Turok was a dinosaur shit.
I'm blanking, but it don't matter. That's the thing.
Yeah.
So it just fell back into Halo. So,
Yeah.
and then before that, I remember jumping down into PS3 world. I had everything. PS3, I think PS3 might have been my favorite era. Like I just had so much shit.
Yeah,
Because
PS3
PS3 was backwards compatible, right?
Yeah, it was back
So,
to that.
and we were still on the disc phase at that time,
Mhm.
so
Yeah, I think
a lot of that
PS3.
shit just carried over.
Yeah, I think PS3 was like the high point with gaming for me, because even though like PS3, PS2 era, because we used to go ham on the PS2 and the GameCube and the original Xbox back in the day. But like PS3, I think was like the first time we were all grown up. We had our own money.
Like
We were,
cash,
you know what I'm saying? We weren't like, I think most of us were like living on our own or whatever the case may be.
Right.
And PS3 was like, the online functionality was kind of coming together. You could like
Yeah.
voice chat with
Yeah,
your
right.
friends. And
Yo,
shit,
that's
you know what I'm
right.
saying?
I do remember
Yeah.
that.
Remember,
Talking along with each other and shit.
Remember Warhawk? That game Warhawk was like
Yeah.
the
Oh
first
my god,
PlayStation
Warhawk was
That's
the
game
first
classic.
game.
That was
that
a
they
classic.
sold with the Bluetooth headset that came with it.
Yeah.
Warhawk. That was one of the first games that Sony had. Like they
Because
kind of
Warhawk was
established
on
their
like what?
online
PlayStation
thing.
1?
No,
like,
Warhawk.
I used-
Warhawk came out.
Warhawk?
There was there was a Warhawk before that was like just a strictly offline game, I believe. But then
Yeah.
the one for PS3 was all online all the time. It was like one of the first online only games. And when you bought the game, it came with a Bluetooth headset. That was kind of Sony's introduction into.
Because I remember having the Warhawk 1 when it was on PlayStation.
Yeah, that was kind of
That's
Sony's
I
introduction
remember
to their whole
And then-
online services thing. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? But on that, the PlayStation 3, that was when we jumped into Modern Warfare 2. We were heavy on that.
Yeah. Yeah.
The
That
headsets.
was,
We had the SOCOM.
SOCOM,
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah.
SOCOM
Yeah,
shit.
yeah.
I think PS3 is probably for me, the console that I remember that I would say probably
How
had.
could I forget? Borderlands?
Borderlands. Yeah, Borderlands,
Oh,
man. We used to
man.
kill the Borderlands
Honestly,
on
Miss-
there.
Thinking about it
I
now,
haven't Splinter Cell.
I was crazy.
Time
with
Splitters.
Borderlands.
Dog, we
I
used
was
to go
crazy,
ham
like-
on Borderlands, man.
That was like a fucking era for me. I think
I
I
we
finished that game in like
we beat it a
a
couple
week.
times. We beat it a couple
it was
times because we
it was
beat
like
it.
we just had to go through it.
Yeah, we went back in with. I think you could start it over again with like all your weapons and shit.
Yeah.
Like everything, and like the enemies would be a higher level, and we went back in there and
Yeah, that was right.
we ran right back
And
to
give me
that
better
shit.
loot and shit.
Mhm. Yeah, I think it was me, you, John, and Jesse used to play
That shit was lit, bro. That shit was so much fun.
Yeah,
I remember that
Borderlands.
shit very well.
The-
Because
the-
thinking about it now, like we literally went through fucking adventures.
Yeah.
Like we went through fucking foreign adventures in different lands. We
Mhm.
went to war with each other.
Yeah, see that for me personally, that's why I prefer co-op gaming more than competitive.
Exactly.
Definitely.
I like competitive gaming. I like being able to jump on Battlefield and like just shoot some motherfuckers in the face and like blow shit up. Like that's fun for me. But
Yeah.
to me, nothing's better. Like with Avengers, I'm having hella fun with Avengers. Nothing's better than hopping into some shit with, 3 of your friends and running through some world where it's all the enemies against you and your homeboys. Like
Exactly.
that shit.
Cause I'm like, I
is
keep looking
dope.
at this shit. I'm like, we
That
was
shit is
doing a
dope.
good ass job, son. We was fucking
Speaking of
fucking
which-
everything up.
Speaking of which, I'm gonna kind of segue into a thought I've been having about the next gen with the PS5, and I think Sony, what they're gonna do, I think one of the things they're gonna push a lot, like this, I think this generation, Sony kind of pushed the whole narrative-driven, character-driven games, like the big blockbuster games, like the Spider-Man single-player game, the God of War single-player game, the Last of Us, and like those, they really pushed that. Ghost of Tsushima, like pretty much everything Sony touched this year was like platinum, dog. Like they couldn't miss. You know what I'm saying? I think next gen, their focus is going to be bringing that type of narration and those type of big worlds and character development into some sort of
Bring it back to
co-op.
where it's just basically 2 players. Yeah.
Bring it back to some sort of
2
co-op.
players or 4 players. Yeah.
Like, I read this article that said Horizon Zero Dawn was supposed to be a multiplayer game. It was supposed to be a co-op game. But because of the PS4 and the technological limitations of it, they couldn't really make it a co-op game. The Last of Us. If you look at The Last of Us, you always have a companion with you. You always have somebody with you, but it's never a person-controlled AI. If you look at the God of War that they just made, it's always Kratos and his son. But it's all AI controlled again.
They even tried it with that game, The Way Out.
Right.
2 prisoners.
Look at Ghost of Tsushima.
That scary game.
Which one?
Excuse me. The scary game with the dude with it was on the people that was on the boat.
Oh, the kind of movie type game, like the
Telltale games and stuff like that.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
You can basically, like, if there was enough people, you can choose like your own scenarios and how you want to take it and stuff like that.
Right. Ghost of Tsushima. If you look at that, a lot of times throughout that game, you're doing missions with some sort of companion. They actually have a DLC that's coming out later, free DLC coming out later this year. That's 4-player co-op. So like everything Sony's doing, I think they're kind of pushing more towards like some kind of co-op gameplay for their next big thing. Like it's gonna be, hey, not only are PlayStation's gonna be the place where you play these big games, like these big titles, God of War and all that, but you can play those games with your friends. You know what I'm saying? You can have somebody else join in with you, and you guys can play those games together. And I think if they do that, it's gonna be a wrap, man. I don't really see any. For me personally, I would have no reason to get an Xbox. Because the only reason I get an Xbox is for Gears of War, and the reason I love Gears of War is for that co-op. That's it. That's it. It's the co-op, man. That's what brings me back to Gears of War all the time. I don't really.
That is like the main glue, and that has a lot to do with like playing with your homies, man.
Yeah.
Like we literally across the world spanning, especially this pandemic. And you get to go and chill, and it's almost like you're standing next to your boy,
right? While
you murdering people who trying to kill y'all.
Imagine this, right? You boot up Spider-Man Miles Morales on your PS5, and then all of a sudden Peter Parker swings in. Now you got Miles Morales, you got Peter Parker. You controlling Miles, your homeboy controlling Peter. You got the whole city of Manhattan wide open for you all to explore.
Why can't we do that? Is that gonna happen?
How dope would that be? They haven't said anything about it.
That's what it should be.
How dope would that be?
That's what it needs to be, bro. This is what I'm talking about. We gotta start talking about this shit because
you're talking about this shit.
But the thing is,
right now,
I think
gaming.
Right, but I think the other thing is too. That's why Sony focus more on their SSD. That's why they focus more on the speed of getting games loaded in and getting you into the game and getting the game going right away. Because I think if you have two people that, I think with the limitations today, let's just say you playing with me and you playing, your internet connection might not be that great. To have one server, have one world where the game is streaming in. If you have a super fast SSD and both players can stream in their whole world in like that quick and like meet up like at any point in the game, just drop in and out, dude, that seems to me like what they want their focus to be. Like just getting people like in it. They want everything to be quick. They want everything to be easy, everything to be snappy. And I think my prediction is that's what their focus is going to be next generation. It's going to be PlayStation is going to be the place to play like co-op games. and I think that shit is gonna take off. It's gonna take off because that's what gaming was before. You know what I'm saying? Like before, remember the N64? That shit had 4 controller slots. You know what I'm saying?
That was the best shit ever.
That shit had 4 controller slots, man. Party games, like being able to play with people. You know what I'm saying? All your friends sitting down in one place, hopping on 4 boxes on the screen.
Sniping, looking at the other person's screen.
Right. Yep. Going around the corner. Yep. That's what it was, man. That's what it was. Now it's
one screen, but everybody's in their own
place. And the technology now allows us to make it easier for, you know, your homeboy might be in Japan and you sitting in North Carolina somewhere, but you guys can hop into the same world together. You know what I'm saying? It's like that's where gaming's going. That's where gaming was, and that's where it's going. Because in the arcade, think about Streets of Rage. You know what I'm saying? Shit like that we used to play.
That shit.
Yeah, all these Ninja Turtles, the old school Batman games. Like all these games had like co-op games. They were co-op games. You know what I'm saying? Then we got to the point where first-person shooter multiplayer kind of became the thing, and every single developer wanted to make a first-person shooter game. You know what I'm saying?
Basically now it's like everybody wants to basically make
battle royale
game
games.
or battle royale game.
That's the industry just follows the trend. So once Sony
basically took the trend and followed it basically.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, once Sony releases like some kind of co-op thing and it sells and it does well, every other developer is gonna hop on that. Like, watch this Marvel's game right here. Like Marvel's, Destiny 2, what do you call it? Warframe, all those type of games. Like even Destiny went free to play because of Warframe. I think they looked at what Warframe was doing. They're like, shit, man, Warframe is free, but they're still making money from their cosmetics, from, you know what I'm saying, DLCs and all that. And Bungie can make money now. You know, so I think a lot of companies are going to realize free to play doesn't necessarily have to be battle royale.
Yeah, exactly.
You can do different things. It doesn't have to be, you know what I'm saying, competitive multiplayer all the time. So, you know, I think Sony gonna pull out the hat tricks on its next gen, man. They just need to hurry up and tell us the goddamn price. I just need to know,
Final prediction. Mm-hmm. Price, last price. Jesse, you first.
Price?
Mm-hmm.
The digital, I think, is gonna probably be like I said, like probably like with tax, around like $450.
$450. I'm saying $499 for the disc and $399 for the digital. I think they'll make their money back. They're gonna take a bigger loss on the digital one, but they'll make their money back with the digital software sales. So they'll do $399.
I feel like Sony is gonna blow the market off of the people by setting it at $299 for digital,
man,
and $499 for the disc, because they don't want to encourage the disc.
They will break their pockets though, because like
it would kill
imagine
them.
how much hardware that went into that shit. Just R&D alone.
Right. It would.
That's
kill
what I'm
them,
saying. Like, you know, like at least like $450, $650, something like that.
Every generation, these companies lose money on the consoles. It's on the software that they make their money back. Software and their services like PlayStation Now, PlayStation Network. You know what I'm saying? PlayStation Plus, that type of shit. Yeah, that's where they're making their money.
Then we don't even know if they're gonna have that shit in the new PlayStation. So
they probably will. They will. They're making too much money on that not to keep it.
Yeah, the whole reason that they didn't release PS5 sooner, I think, is because of GTA 5.
Mm-hmm.
You know how much money they're making online.
Right.
You know.
Right. Yeah.
Otherwise.
Mm-hmm.
But that would suggest that they're watching how the way GTA's market is fluctuating and shit like that.
Dude, GTA is one of those games that, like, how GTA's been out for what now? 4 or 5 years? 6 years?
Long enough for the time.
It's been a while,
So,
man.
yeah.
But it's still one of the most played games on PlayStation and Xbox. Even if you look at the Sony's last conference that they had, they started off the show with GTA 5 shit for PS5. They started the show off with GTA 5 stuff for PS5.
Yeah, it's like also like, why y'all showing us stuff that we already have?
Right.
Like,
That just shows you.
From
Yeah, but that just shows you the
GTA 5
reach of GTA 5,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah,
I haven't played.
PS3. We had to transfer from PS3 to PS4 and carry on so forth with that shit. I was like, yo, son.
I
shit,
haven't
like-
played GTA Online at all. I played the campaign for GTA 5, but I never played the online mode. Never, because I had it. I think what ended up happening was back when GTA came out was when I had both I think I had just bought the Xbox. So matter of fact, that's what it was. The dude
Yeah,
that
'cause
I bought the
kept jumping to play
Xbox
that
from,
shit.
the guy I bought the Xbox from, he had a copy of GTA 5 already on the Xbox, and he sold me the Xbox with all the games still installed on it. So I had GTA 5 for free on the Xbox. So I played GTA 5 on the Xbox, and you guys were on the PS4 at the time. So I never got into the online version of the GTA.
I didn't really. Only time I really played it is because of you, Jesse. Like I never really. I
know
was into
Jesse was playing
the
online
solo
for a while.
gameplay.
Yeah, Jesse's
I
playing
don't know
online.
why I never got into like the online. It's just up for you. Like
It
that was
looks
just
fun. It looks fun. Like I've seen
it is
videos
fun.
of it.
Some parts are fun.
It looks fun, but
I guess there's just too many people who had a head start on me.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They had been in the game for months, years,
yeah.
and I
it's one of
jumped
those
in. I was like,
things
"What's
where
going on
you
here?" Like,
Pop, pop, pop,
they
pop,
went right
pop.
down to
Mhm. Mhm.
So that's how I always feel when I jump on GTA though. It's like every time
Yeah.
you jump on, it's something new.
Yeah.
That's the surprise it brings to
Well,
you.
that's
Like,
what happened to me with Warframe, man. With Warframe, I was so heavy into Warframe because it was, first off, it was a free game when PS4 launched, and I was
Yeah.
like, that's the first thing I'm downloading because it's free, and I got hooked on it, and I think I played Warframe probably for like 3 years straight. Even though other stuff was coming out and I'd play other stuff, I'd always go back to Warframe. Then there was a point where they didn't update, and it's one of those situations again where I started playing something on the Xbox, so I kind of forgot about Warframe. Then I went back to Warframe, and the shit had changed so much. I was lost. I was like, what the fuck is all of this shit? And I tried to play it. I played it for like a month. I stopped, and then I think it was like a whole year that I hadn't played. Dude, I downloaded Warframe about probably what, 3 weeks ago? I uninstalled that shit the second bro, I literally logged into the game.
I did the same
And
thing, son.
I logged into the
I did the
game.
same
I
thing.
went to the
I
star map.
downloaded it, and then I was like, after like a couple of days later, I was gonna play
Dude,
with my
no,
homeboy.
I didn't
I
even
was
take
like,
a couple
son,
days,
Why
dog.
is this up here? I just leave it for no reason.
You ever seen the meme with that baby who walks into the room and goes, "Whoa!"
Yeah, it turns around. That was me to a T, dog. I literally downloaded the game. I booted the game up. I looked at the I went to the star map. I was like, okay, I still have XYZ planets that I didn't clear out. I clicked on this shit, and then this whole thing just popped up on the side with like all this different. It was like fissures, K1, X9, 6, blah blah blah. Add this orb, this, and I was like, I just backed out of the menu. I went down the thing. I like scrolled through like all my weapons and shit, and I just hit the PlayStation button. I was like, uninstall. I uninstalled the shit like right there, dude.
I did
Bro.
the same thing, son.
That was a good
We didn't
time.
even get to the fucking game yet. We had the game playing in the background for an
Yeah.
hour and 50 minutes.
We'll have to come back to that, man, and talk about maybe next episode. What we'll do is we'll cover some stuff in the Marvel's Avengers. We'll have some more gameplay in the back for you guys. Me and Jesse are gonna stream. My Twitch is Wolf's Reign Gaming. You can check us out there. We're gonna be streaming during the week, probably Wednesday. For me, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. I think it's gonna be my streaming times around 10. Friends Talk Gaming Podcast. This was the first episode. We're gonna have an episode every week. We're gonna shoot these on Sunday night. More than likely have them up on Monday evening. You're gonna catch me and Jesse every week. Iz will stop by whenever he can. We'll probably have some different guests next week. And if you guys have anything that you want us to talk about in the next chat, let us know. Put them down in the comments, and we'll check you guys out later. What do you guys want to say? How'd you feel about the first episode?
Make some noise.
All right, guys. Peace. We'll check you out later.